Hello, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are having the most wonderful, amazing day. I just want to get on here and do an inspirational video. I was listening to some music just now, and one of the songs was "You Are Chosen for Beautiful Things," and I thought I would come on here and make a video. Hold on, y'all, my dog is over there. About how we are chosen for beautiful things. I started this YouTube channel for my own visibility. Like, I've always practiced self-erasure or self-abandonment and pretty much became invisible in my own life. And I just wanted to come on here and say that God has chosen us for so much more than that. You know, we can't be afraid to get out there and speak and show our face because we all have something to say. Now, I've been doing this channel and I haven't got that much engagement, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing forward and keep having fun at this and helping me have a much stronger voice, letting my voice be heard and be stronger. And I encourage anyone else that's out there that's introverted or shy or afraid of what people will say, just get out there and do it. You'll get braver and braver as time goes on. Your voice will get stronger and stronger as time goes on. Your insecurities won't be as extreme. When I first started, I had so many insecurities. Like, I have to wear my turban because I'm having issues with alopecia, and I don't really do wigs. I've done wigs, but I don't really care for wigs, so I've been using this turban, trying to get my hair to grow back. And I had other insecurities that I don't want to talk about, that I won't talk about right now. That's a whole another video. But I just wanted to come on here and encourage myself and encourage you guys to keep going. You never know what God has in store for you. You never know what can come of it. You know, it can organically grow into something so much more. Like, I'm on here just really to exercise my voice, to get used to speaking up. Because one thing I'm famous at is not confronting things and not speaking up, letting people speak to me any kind of way and just letting it run off of me like water on a duck's back. At least that's what I thought I was doing. But in reality, it did bother me. I just didn't say anything about it. I just let it eat away at me. So I'm practicing exercising my voice and not self-abandoning anymore. I'm 55 years old and I just really don't want to do that anymore. I want to be able to stand in my grown woman power and to see where that takes me, see where it takes me. In this past year, I'll say starting around June of 2025, I just started having this spiritual awakening. I don't know if it comes with age, wisdom, or whatever, but so many things just started looking different to me. And I started realizing that I had to face some very uncomfortable truths in my life. And it was triggering, to say the least. Very triggering. Because I grew up as a fatherless daughter. I did have my stepfather around, but when you don't have your biological father around, it just does something to you. And my biological father was right there in my face. He just didn't never acknowledge me or anything. But I'm not here to trauma dump all of that. But I will talk about that one day when it's less triggering for me. I will discuss it on here because I do feel like it needs to be shared. I've been getting out of nature a lot, going by the river and to the river walking on nature trails. And it's been so grounding. It's actually been very life-changing because I've met God there. I really met God out in nature, outside of the walls of the church. And I am a church girl. I grew up in Pentecostalism, Kojic faith, and it was a complete, not saying for everybody, but for me, it was a complete mind, you know what? It was, well, should I say, I'm not going to say cult-like, but it was just, my experience was different than most, because I'm not going to tell that story here today, but I will tell it one day. But yeah, I grew up as a church girl, everyday church, every night church, week after week after week church. But I will say that I've become much more understanding and closer to God this year out in nature. And God has made me be quiet, be still, and see him out in nature. Like, I see him in the wind, the trees, the river, the water, the birds, the ducks. What? I see him in everything. I'm like, I know that's you, God. That's you. I see you, God. I see you. It's been so different. It's been so life changing, because I'm not one to be sitting around looking at birds, you know. But the cardinals have really been my good friends. But don't think that I'm crazy, guys. But I just wanted to come on here and say that we were chosen for beautiful things. We were originally supposed to be living in the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden was the most beautiful place. It was just so, like, have you ever watched the movie The Shack? And the garden that's in that movie, the place where Jesus was walking, it was so eye-opening and beautiful. We were chosen to live amongst beauty. Heaven is a beautiful place. God created something so amazing, and he wanted us to live and enjoy it. But you know, sin came into the picture, but eventually we will get back to that. So that song touched me so much. I just want to come in here and talk about that, how God wants so much more for us. He loves us even in the midst of our flaws and our situations, and even when it doesn't seem like he does. Because anyway, back to what I was talking about. I had a phone call come through that interrupted me. But you have to be able to see that in your mind's eye, like that you are chosen for more. You have to see it, you have to dream, you have to believe it, you have to rest assured in it. And no matter what is going on in your life, because I have things that's going on in my life right now. My son is currently incarcerated. My husband is going through issues at work. So I have a lot going on. And I'm also trying to build up my own entrepreneurship dreams. And it's tough. People are not always going to believe in you. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to get up and say, I can do this. I can do this. It doesn't matter if you're in your 50s, 40s, 30s, even 60s or 70s. If you have a dream, go for it. If God has placed something in your heart, do it. It doesn't matter what the people in the church are saying, because the thing about that is we have to start being able to hear from God for ourselves. I mean, I sat in the church for years. They were saying 2026 is going to be your year. 2025 is the year you're going to thrive. You know, they always had these matching sayings or quotes for each year. God's going to do this. God is going to do that. But you have to be able to really understand who God is to you. Because if you buy into all of that, I'm not saying anything is wrong with what they're saying, but if you lean and depend on it, sometimes you can end up very disappointed when things don't pan out the way the preacher said it was going to turn out. You don't get the miracle that the preacher said you was going to get, or Other people that are speaking prophetic words, the prophetess, the prophet are saying, God said, God said, God said, God is saying, God is saying. But you need to hear from God for you. You need to know what God is saying to you, not in a generic way, not in a basic way, not to the whole crowd, but to you. Because when the prophet or the prophetess is speaking, or the speaker, they're saying, God is saying, God is saying. But that's not personal to you. You have to get in your own Bible and hear from God for yourself. Because He will speak to you. He will give you dreams and visions. He will give you the spirit of discernment. He will let you know when things are wrong, when things are right. He has given each person their own measure of faith. Everyone has their own measure of faith. Yes, you can listen to the preacher, and the preachers have great advice. But after that, you have to just get in it for yourself. Because you can be led astray. Because there are false prophets and false teachers and everything out there that are just looking for control and looking for your money. They just want you to put that almighty dollar on the table. And I've been through it all. I've been through, putting all your money, paying your tithes and offering, and you're going to be cursed with a curse. I know, growing up in Kojic, I've heard it all, but they were not paying attention to the inner person, the inner man, who you really were as a person. And it seemed like a lot of scare tactics and control. But anyway, I have stepped away from organized religion just for a little bit. But I do plan on finding a church one day. Maybe. But right now, I am just being still and knowing that God is God and that we were chosen for beautiful things, and we don't have to settle for less. Just get it inside of you, get it in your heart, get it in your mind that you were chosen for more, that God sees you as deserving, no matter what you have done in your past or feel like you can never get over, that God is not going to forgive you or bless you based on what you've done in your past. No, that is not true. And I want my life to be an example of that, a testimony of that. I don't have everything I want. My life has not been perfect or panned out exactly the way I thought it should have. I've had disappointments and failures and all of that. But I've also seen God work miracles. I've seen God, do the impossible. So I just want to come on here and encourage someone today. Encourage myself, because that song touched me so much. And it's true. We were chosen for beautiful things. Y'all have the most amazing day and be blessed. See you in the next one.